Well, good people, it's come time now to bring the crazy one out here. Those of you came to laugh a little, well, it's time to get him out here and let him do a couple of the acts, some of the routines he's made famous on the Jimmy Heap Show. I'm speaking about Mr. Ken Idaho. Well, I see you all already, so it's showtime once again. Well, Halloween is almost here. Pretty soon the goblins, the spooks will be coming out, trick-or-treating, all that sort of stuff. Well, we haven't got any treat for you, but we got a pretty good trick if he can pull it off here for you. Little mood music and we might see what happens in the way of a spook approaching from somewhere. Oh, my doctor, oh, my doctor. Oh, my Dr. Frankenstein, you have gone and killed the monster. You'll be sorry, Frankenstein.
He got cuffed ear to ear.
What the hell did you expect, Boris Karloff?
Yeah, here I am, your friendly neighborhood monster. Pretty soon it'll be 12 o'clock. Time for all my friends to come out. The ghosts, the goblins, and the witches. And that's when we have our parties. And ooh, boy, it's such parties. In fact, I was at a party the other night and this good-looking ghost come walking by. I reached out and goosed her. Have you ever goosed a ghost? Don't do it, you get a handful of sheet. Ah, but I like ghosts, so I guess you could say I'm the original ghost rider, you know. But you folks are probably wondering where I came from. Well, Dr. Frankenstein built me. You see, he wanted to build a perfect human. See, he started out as a plastic surgeon, but he got so fed up with that he almost hung himself. I wish he'd hung me. But you see, when he was a plastic surgeon, women used to come from miles around to get their face lifted. But he's always goofing, always goofing. In fact, he once lifted one woman's face many times. Every time she raised her eyebrows, she pulled up her stockings. Another woman, he lifted her face many times. She had to start shaving. God, what a weird-shaped mouth. Dear boy, I never kissed her goodnight. Ah, but he gave up that profession and started building his own humans from different parts of other creatures. Now, you may think that's impossible, but I tell you what he done one time. He once took the head of a man and the brains of a jackass and built a band leader. Sorry about that, chubby cheeks. Phew, boy, I don't know where you got the parts to build my face from, but every time I get tired, my face wants to sit down. Have you ever smelled of those seats? But really, he said that men were built all wrong. He said first, they got both eyes in front. They shouldn't have both eyes in front. They should have one eye in front and one eye in back, and then you see everything all the way around, all the way around. And then he said their nose is in the wrong place. He said it shouldn't be in front, it should be on top of their head. And they could smell everything all the way around, all the way around. And then he said that their vital organs in the wrong place too. He said I'll be right here at the end of their finger. Then they could walk in the men's room and go, psst. They sure do away with water pistols, wouldn't they? But he said that women were built all wrong too. He said first their eyes should be changed, one in front and one behind. And then their nose should be changed, should be on top of the little noggin. And then their vital organs are to be right here on their shoulders. Then a man could walk up to the woman and say, pardon me, lady, can you show me where the post office? You lot more goosing going on, wasn't it? But you know, when he built my vital organs, where two very essential vital organs supposed to be, he didn't have two essential vital organs. So he checked around there, and the only thing he could find was 2 onions. So he sewed up the 2 onions where the 2 vital organs supposed to be, and well, I got okay, but one day he got to thinking about those 2 onions down there where the 2 vital organs ought to be. So he passed me in the hall, and he said, "Hi, Frank." I said, "How's your sex life?" I said, "Oh, it's pretty good, except tonight every time I pass a hamburger stand, I sure do get horny." Could I have the next one without ketchup? So he figured that I needed a woman. In fact, I remember the day he built her. I was watching over his shoulder. First, he built her head. Then he built her shoulders. Then he built this part of her body. And then started building this lower part of her body right here. So I looked over his shoulder and said, "Make it snappy, Doc." Be the first one in history, wouldn't he? Oh, but he goofed again. I mean, when he built her with 2 knockers in front and one right in the middle of her back. She looks like hell, but sure is fun to dance with. But you know, he wasn't a tailor, but she was the only thing he ever built that fit me, I tell you. But you know, after he got her built, though, he never would leave her alone, and neither would I. But he kept changing her around, you know, moving one part from here to there, from here to there, from here to there, always moving her around. Finally, one day he passed me in the hall and he said, "Hi, Frank, you getting any on the side?" I said, "Oh, hell, you moved it again." Ain't getting none on top either. Well, I guess I better be shoveling along. But if you're ever down my way, stop and look me up. Maybe I'll dig you up a blind date. Or maybe we just stop in the morgue and have a cool one.
We got another gentleman with us tonight, and I think you ought to get acquainted and meet him in case you haven't before. Grandpa Lucifer Bluehearted. Grandpa, come on out here. Grandpa, how you doing?
Ooh, every chance I get.
Well, for you, that's not very often.
Watch your fat mouth there, chubby cheeks. That's making fun of my sex life is sort of hitting below the belt there, old buddy. As you know, I'm still one of them there 2-time lovers. Boy, I can still go twice.
Don't race, girls.
What do you want to stand up here and lie like that for twice?
Twice, that's what I'm saying. Twice, once in the summer and once in the winter. Boy, any day now should be the day. By the way there, chubby cheeks, let me ask you something there. Do you know the difference between frustration and panic?
I don't think so. I never had the chance to look it up or reason to.
Well, you don't know the difference, huh? Well, frustration, that's there the first time you discover you can't do it the second time, and panic the second time you discover you can't do it that first time. What brought it up is I just happened to think about the other day. I sort of panicked, you know. You're thinking too damn fast. But I was walking by this old store where I used to work, and I figured, well, I'd just sneak in there and see how the old place looked. I had a key and everything. So I opened up the door, and I went in there, and I went back through the offices, and there I found this good-looking secretary back there stealing money. I said, "Aha! Caught you. I'm going to call the police to you, you little young whippersnapper." She said, "Oh, please, don't call the police to me. If you want to, I'll do anything you want to." I said, "Anything?" She said, "Anything." I said, "Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. You let me make love to you, and I won't call the police." She said, all right, I'll do that. So about an hour later, I was still trying. About another hour later, I was right where I started from. Finally, about 45 minutes later, I got up in my little chair. I said, I'm sorry, lady, I'm going to have to call the police. And I went up there and I called the police, and the darndest thing happened when the police got there about time to come in the front door. She started in there screaming and hollering and raising hell, and she told them that I forced myself on her. Really? She told them that, and them dead-brain policemen believed her. And they come back there and grabbed me and hauled me off to jail and booked me. I mean, they didn't get me for rape, but they got me for assault with a dead weapon. But, boy, I tell you, that sort of brung me down some, but I finally got home from the jail, and I was sitting there, and I was listening to the radio, and this here preacher came on, and he said that he thought maybe he could heal the sick. And he said, I tell you what you do, so you take one hand and put it on the radio, and put the other hand where you're ailing, and I think maybe I can heal you. Well, I was sitting there with both hands in my lap like this, and I eyeballed that old radio just a little tad, and I got to thinking about it. So I figured, well, I'll just sort of sneak and try it, So I left one hand in my lap, and I snuck the other hand over on the radio right there. About that time, Grandma turned and looked at him and said, no, Grandpa. He said he's going to heal the sick, not raise the dead. Well, I guess I'm going to be going now, but I tell you what, remember, wisdom comes with age, and age comes with difficulty.
We don't give a whack.
What?
We don't give a whack. Whoa,
Let's see.
Yeah.
What do you got there?
That's my banner.
Well, I didn't even know you liked football, much less participated.
Like football? I used to play football. Really?
Well, do tell.
Can't you see the strapping physique?
What did you play, left out?
I think the strap broke. What are you laughing about back there?
Who did you play for?
I think he used to be a skin diver for Roto-Rooter.
What did you do? Did you play for PU University?
I played for a high school football team. Really, I did, and we had a darn good football team, too. But I didn't play real good, but I was one of the few guys on the team that could pull out their hidden ball trick and forget where he hit it. In fact, it finally got so bad that the coach would rather send in the bench than send me in. But I tell you, the darnest thing happened while I was on this year team. You see, we had this year boy on the team named Peters, a center, and he got hurt. Yes, Peters got hurt. and so they wrote this article. You're thinking too fast. I'll tell the nasty sure. But anyhow, they wrote up this article in the paper there, and it said, the team hopes to win, though Peter's hurt. Well, you see, some of the good sisters thought that didn't sound so good, so they went down to the paper, and so they wrote a retraction. And it said, the team will play with Peters out. But you see, all this year publicity about Peters, we had this year quarterback on the team that's named Bobby Root. And you see, all this year publicity about Peters, they never even mentioned old Root's name not once, see? And this made old Root sore. And we all knew that even with Peters out, you can't do nothing with a sore root. But we sort of handled him just right, and he got to feeling real good towards the end. But yet, you know, it was while Peters was hurt and everything. We went to this other town there to play football, and we checked in this hotel there, and so the desk clerk looked at our coach, and he said, well, says, how many men do you have? He said, well, said, I've got, 21 men without Peters. He said, well, how about that? But the coach, he was real fast thinking. Yeah, he said, well, what I mean is I've got 21 men with Peters out. He said, well, you're in the wrong place. The cat house is 3 doors down to the right. But I'll tell you what, on this team, we had some of the darndest fellers you ever seen. I mean, we had, you know, like I said, Peters and Root was on there, and then we had one boy named Jones, and one boy named Yankovic, and one guy named Skinner, and one guy named Butts, and, you know, one guy named Pugh. But, you know, we didn't win a whole heck of a lot of games, but I'll tell you one thing. We had more people listening to our broadcast of the game than the Dallas Cowboys have watching them. Because it went a little bit like this, you know. And they're coming out of huddle, and in the backfield, it's Root forward and Skinner back and Pugh. And now they're lining up again to snap the ball, and it's Root back and Skinner forward and Yankovic. And now they're coming out of huddle again, and it's Root in a slot to the right. Peters over the ball, Butts in motion to the left. And there Peters snaps the ball, and he plunges up the middle, opening up a great big hole, and Root sees the hole, and he drives it with everything he's got, but the hole closes fast, and old Root is brought down hard. Wait just a minute. I believe there's a flag on the play. Yes, there is a flag on the play there, and uh-oh, there's a boy hurt. It's Root, yes. Root's limp. Yes, the officials say it is illegal use of the hands on Root. Yes. But I'll tell you one thing about it, though, you and all my football playing and everything, I figured out one thing, though. I know why they don't have any women football teams. Because they got too many split ends in the line, not enough ball carriers in the backfield.
You folks no telling what you're in store for. We've had a couple of requests here, in fact more than that, 5 or 6, to let him do his version of the Orange Blossom Special. Now I don't even have the least idea whether he's got that fiddling tune or not, but let's bring him out here if he's prepared back there. Ken Idaho, come on out here and show him what you can do to one of these things here with the Orange Blossom Special.
Oh, wait a minute, Jimmy. Hey, look, man, he ain't gonna play no fiddle dressed like that. Look, he's got his tails and everything back there.
I ain't had none in 3 days.
Oh, would you shut up? I meant on the coat. That's what's hanging on, you know, there. Them's tails. Huh? Where did you get a coat like that?
I got it from Liberace. It blew a fuse, among other things.
Oh, well. Maestro, you think you can give us a rendition of the Orange Blossom Special?
Can I? Oh, yes, I can.
All right, come on. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. The boy hails from Anderson, South Carolina. I say he hails from there. They told him to go straight to Hale. Mr. Ken Idaho with the Orange Blossom Special. Come on, Ken. All right, you got all the preliminaries over?
Yeah.
All right.
Exercise my finger, you know, and everything.
Never mind a finger, just play them something. They're all waiting. Come on.
Oh, hell, we done got the money. They ain't gonna leave. That's what you said out the bus. It's a National Finger Week. Give one to a friend. That means peace with one finger. Oh, play on, magic fingers, play on. That's a hot rod race. Well, it sounds like the hot rod race. Oh, hot rod race, out there the first night of a honeymoon, that mad dash for the bedroom. Well, it was at our house. We weren't used to it like y'all were. How's Alan holding out?
I thought you were going to play the thing. Well, tonight, not tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it.
All right. Now do your best.
Oh, yeah,
You can play.
yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
Now, he can. He really can. All right. Now, come on. Do your best.
Oh, I'll do that.
Make all these people proud of you.
Oh, okay, I'll do this.
Make them glad they're come.
Well, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it.
You ready?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You sure?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, show them what you got. Come on.
All righty, I think I'll just do that. I thought there'd been a change in plans there. But I just almost proved I could get on Queen for a day. I came within an inch of getting on. Yeah, all day I'd made it. Put me on some, put me on.
What the devil's the matter with you? Hey, what the devil's wrong with you?
I'm a sex maniac and I just had a seizure.
Hey, quit. Hey, look.
I'd have more fun thinking about it. Most people can't do it. That's my little ding dong anyhow. I think I need some grease on that one. You know, things go better with grease.
You can't be that stupid.
Yeah, I practice.
Look. Things don't go better with grease.
Yes, they do.
No.
Yes, they do.
Look, things go better with Coke. That's the way it goes. Things go better.
Things don't go better with Coke. I tried it and it makes it awful sticky. Makes it taste better, though. Didn't mean to confess. But it makes it sweeter for the eater and neater for the... I couldn't have finished that one anyhow. let it soak a little bit. Soaking time's over.
Why didn't you stop with the rest of them?
Hell, they didn't stop with me.
Well, you're supposed to have some brakes on that thing. Have you got any?
Sure, I got brakes on my thing. Oh, be good.
Well, here's a fellow of a million different characters, and here's just one of them he portrays. We're talking about none other than Mr. Ken Idaho, is Dr. Seymour Rumps. Doctor, come on out here. Dr. Rumps,
I'm a medicine man.
Dr. Rumps,
Cure you if I can. I ain't gonna give you no capsules, honey. I ain't gonna give you no pills. I'm gonna give you an injection, baby, that'll take care of all your ills. So up with a dress and down with those pants and hold on real tight. Your friendly neighborhood medicine man's gonna operate tonight. Yes, I am your friendly neighborhood pill roller, Dr. Seymour Rumps. And I tell you, folks, I have had some strange cases since the last time I saw y'all. In fact, the other day, this man come right into my office and said, Doctor said, you gotta do something quick for my wife, so she just swallowed a silver dollar. I tell you what, you try it sometime, you'll find it's pretty damn hard to pass a buck. But I said, man, you ain't got nothing to worry about. I said, just put it in that room right there, and I give her some of this special medicine I got. So I started in giving this here special medicine, and you know, the first day, she passed a penny. Second day, she passed a nickel. Third day, she passed a dime. Then her husband come running off and said, Doc, I said, how's she getting along? I said, hell, she's going to be okay. Right now, she's just going through the change. We was waiting for that quarter stuff to come around. Big money, baby, big money. But I tell you what, the other day, too, I had this here gal come walking in my office, and she was all nervous and everything. I looked at her and said, honey, I said, what seemed to be your trouble? She said, well, smoking, Doc. I said, smoking? She said, well, yeah. I said, see, like every time I smoke, said I get these here fits of hot passion. She said, you think you can do anything for me? I said, here, hell yeah, have a cigar and tell me some more. Now, I said, well, anything else seem to be wrong with you, baby? She said, well, yeah. I said, it seemed like every time I sneezes, says I reach a climax. I said, well, do tell. I said, well, what have you been doing for it? She said, sniffing pepper. But I knew I was going to have to sort of examine that there case a little bit closer, you know how it is. So I told her, I said, honey, baby, I said, you just take off all your clothes and let old Doc, baby, take care of you, you know. And she said, but Doc said I couldn't do that, so I've never undressed in front of a man before in my whole life. I said, well, don't worry about it, baby. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn out all the lights, and you just take off your clothes in the dark. So she started taking off her clothes. She looked over, and she said, hey, Doc. She said, where am I going to lay my clothes? I said, hell, just lay them right here beside of mine. Yeah. Well, we ain't cured her yet, but we got 3 doctors working on her steady. Right, we got one old man, he's about 55 years old. We call him a specialist. But you know how they are, you know, they charge more and do less. So I'm looking at it a little bit. But I tell you what, you know, that stuff like that is all in the past. I mean, there's just nothing to there. Because nowadays the main thing is a transplant. I mean, there's no reason why you folks should die today, because all you got to do is something gets wrong with you is have a transplant. Find yourself a donor and transplant and keep on living, baby. Really, I tell you what, in fact, the other day, they transplanted a rectum onto a Texan. Of course, the rectum rejected the Texan. Here transplant. In fact, they brought a man in the other day, and he had his hand crushed off. And so I was in there just working on him, and about that time they brought in this here woman, good-looking woman, that been in this here car wreck, and she was dying. And about that time she went, she died. So I was running in there, and I grabbed this here old meat cleaver, and I whack. I cut off his here hand, I was running back in there, and I sold it on this man. And you know what? He got well. In fact, now he can play the piano, he can play the violin, he can type with that new hand, he can do everything. But see, there's one thing, though. I forgot to tell him it was a woman's hand. And you know what? I saw him the other day, and I got to thinking about that woman's hand. I said, hey, man, I said, how you doing with that new hand? He said, I'm doing real great, Doc, except for one thing. You know, when I go to the men's room, when I get through, that new hand don't want to turn loose. That was 3 weeks out after the operation. He was getting weak. Well, but the last time I seen him, he was holding his own, though. But I tell you what, girls, all you girls can rejoice. Because now with all these year transplants, all of you nice young ladies can once again become virgins. Ain't that great? I mean, with the transplants, once again you become virgins. Except we ain't got but one little problem there. It's where the hell we're going to find a donor. I guess we could get the ugliest girl in the 3rd grade, yeah. But you know, all the experimental transplants nowadays, they're doing them on women, though. Because they found out women are less likely to reject a foreign organ. But I gotta go now. Before I go, I want to tell you about medical history that I said just a while back. In fact, it's going to be out in the medical journal next month. But I want to lay it on you folks while I was here. You see, what happened? They brought this here man in, and his sex organ had been mashed off. Really? I mean, it had been mashed, slapped, dab off, see? And so we got to look around there for a donor for a sex organ. Of course, now, us great minds in a medical profession, now, we don't call them sex organs. We call them ding-a-lings. But I started checking around, I had to have some donor for a ding-a-ling. I mean, we can't let him go through the world ding-a-lingless. I mean, because a man is like a bell, he must ding-a-ling sometime, I tell you. But you know, I couldn't find not one donor for a ding-a-ling. I mean, them things are hard to come by, really. I mean, I found a lot of men that would donate one to a woman. I didn't find no man that donate one to another man. But I had a streak of luck. I was walking through the zoo there one day, and I looked over there, and here was this little baby elephant. And about that time, at that baby elephant, and fell over dead. So I rushed right out, and I got my meat cleaver, and I come back, and I cut off at that baby elephant's trunk. And I ran back up there, and I sewed it on with a ding-a-ling supposed to be. Man, that was a ding-a-ling supreme, I tell you. Wow. You ought to have seen him kick that thing. But I tell you what, I mean, he got well and he is doing fine. But really, I don't know with that there baby elephant trunk down there, I don't know how his sex life is, but I'll tell you what. At a party, when they pass the peanuts, he is a sensation, baby.